Hi guys, let me get to the right camera. All right, how are you guys doing today? Today is Saturday, October 28th. And if you watched my, sorry, I'm gonna turn off the TV, it's distracting. And I had to wait for the neighbor's mower service to stop because of course they start to work the minute I want to go live. Anyway, today is Saturday, October 28th, and for those of you who already watched my first video this morning with that stamp set, you know it's my anniversary. It's Randy and myself. It's 28 years. If I had first gotten married to him when he wanted to, it'd be 38 years, but that's another story for another day. So anyway, it's 28 years today on the 28th, and so I've got the homemade lasagna in the refrigerator. We'll have that tonight. But yeah, I decided I'm going to spend some time this morning getting some cards done. I have a online class that I'm attending later this afternoon, and that'll pretty much be the day. All right, so let's get down to the stamp surf. Oh, give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Give me a like, share my video, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll wait. No, anyway, let's get down to the stamping surface and we'll go ahead and show you the color combination for today. All right, today's color combination. I always forget.
All right, today's color combination.
Hang on.
I always forget. All right, today's color combination.
Is that still on? Let's see. Let me go down here.
Is that still on?
It's off. Let me stand up for a second.
Let me stand up for a second. Getting some cards.
There we go. Oh my gosh. So sorry about that. You know, the more and more I do this, the more and more I mess up. So anyway, that's what it is. Anyway, here we go. So here is our color combinations. Now this is not that wild of a color combination today. Just so you know, it is a pretty traditional one. So it's the real red and garden green. So yes, pretty common Christmas colors. Oh, look, I moved let me move my phone a little bit. There, we're a little straighter now. So pretty basic colors for holiday Christmas type cards. But I'm going to show you some different techniques with this, just to kind of spice up this, what is known as a very common color combination. All right, so I have the usual suspects out. I have the stamp pads, we have the markers. I only have the real red blends. I didn't have the garden green. So I decided that I am going to do a different technique. So we're going to use reinkers. Now look, this is how old these reinkers are. Two different branding logos, whatever, but they still work, so not a bad thing. All right, so here's our basic stuff here. We have our garden green folded card base. We have our real red folded card base. We have a couple different layers. We have our basic white and our very vanilla, both card bases and layers. So let's show you what we're going to do today. So first off, I'm going to start with a little tone on tone. Now a lot of people use the Versamark, and that is fine because that gives you a little bit darker color than the actual cardstock is. But with tone on tone, I think it goes almost 2 shades darker. So let's go ahead and we're just going to go and we're going to do a little bit of a background here. Oh, I'm not hitting. Oh, you know, it's a photopolymer stamp. I need to have my piercing mat underneath there. All right. And I'm just doing, oh yes, look, a much better impression with that mat under there. And I'm just doing a little bit around a frame because I'm going to go ahead and do a focal point in the center. So just go ahead, oh, the sun's coming through. Let me move this a little bit over her. You gotta love it. All right, so there is our tone on tone with that. I think then I'm going to put a little bit of a layer on there. I don't like it covering up that much though. So I am going to cut this one down a little. Let me bring out my cutter. And I think that I'm going to take off, I think I'm going to go 3/8 on this. So this originally was a 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to take off 3/8 of an inch and see how I like that. All right, let's see how that looks. That over there. Ah, I do like that a little bit better. It's bringing it down a little bit more, which means I'm also going to have to cut down my layer because this is a basic layer, so it is 4 by 5 1/4. I think I want to bring that down to, let me see if I can grab, I can't find my layer thing. My layer. Oh, here it is. Such a messy room. All right, so let's go ahead and let's figure out, here's my base. I'm going to grab out and see what kind of layer I want. That doesn't look half bad. We'll keep that out. Let me see. That's the same. That's a lot smaller. Don't know if I want to do that, but if I'm using one of these greetings, that might be the way to go. So let's double check this. Yep, I think that's the way to go. So I'm going to make this 2.5 by 3 3/4 as my layer. So let's go ahead, grab this back out. Let's do 2.5. Oh, sorry. 2.5 by 3 3/4. Great. Let's put my layers away. Remember, with the $50 order, you'll get a case, a printout, and copies of all of the different sizes I have on this. So that's still available. All right, so let's go ahead. Now this is a clear mountain stamp, so we don't, oops, sorry, I'm right by the microphone. I really saw the microphone go up big time on that. So like I was saying earlier, this is barely going to fit on the block. Now, since I'm going to be coloring direct to stamp, I think I'm okay with it being around the edge. If I was actually inking this up, I would feel like this wouldn't get done as well. So remember, if you're going to color on your stamps, you use your Stampin' Write markers. You use water-based markers. You don't use blends. Blends are alcohol-based. They will not work in this instance. So I think I'm going to do the middle 2 lines in red, and then I'm going to do the garden green on the outside. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker. Ooh, that looked weird. yeah, don't look at what that looks like in reverse. That word, it looks very, very naughty. Very, very naughty. All right, so got some good amount of ink on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the garden green on the top and the bottom. Alright, go ahead and go like that. We are going to exhale on this just because that ink's been on there for a while, and you want to make sure that you re-moisten it with your breath. Alright, so there we have it all colored. We're going to go ahead and exhale on it. Don't touch your lips. And I'm going to try to put it right near the middle of this. We'll see how good I did. Keep your fingers crossed. All right, looks all right. Now, you do have to realize that when you're stamping with your Stampin' Right markers, that it may not be as crisp and clear because it's the amount of pressure that you're putting on it. So you see my O is a little wonky, but it's all right. We can deal with it. All right, then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take, let me grab out, again, I'm back by my, sorry, I'm back by the microphone. I think I'm going to just do just a little bit of the holly leaves showing up. I think I just want to do the 2. Let's just do the 2 with that. And I don't color with the garden green very often. So let's just, I'm just going to do a little bit of a light on the veins. And just a little bit around that black edge. Because I'm so used to coloring with my blends that when you use markers, you really have to have pretty much, I wouldn't say a steady hand, but I tend to leave a lot of streak marks. So I'm just going to put a little of the garden green on there on that. Okay, let me get out my green glue. This is in the precision bottle. We're going to go ahead I'm going to put it just on this first layer here. And let me go over here to my ribbon drawer. We have these beautiful ribbons that are still in the annual catalog. Let me see what they're called. I wouldn't know because I threw away the bag. But I think that I want to put that green ribbon around here. What a mess. I'm not good with ribbons. I'm just winding this back up. I know you can't see it on camera, but you can on my little inside. You know what? We'll take care of that later. How about that? All right. And now let me grab out, this is really close to the microphone, my ribbon scissors. And let me get out my reverse tweezers. All right. I usually like going at least 3 times around. That's just me. So there's 1, 2, and 3. To me, it just seems like then I can hang on to it a little bit better. So let's go ahead. We're going to put this on here. We're going to get it somewhat even. All right, let me pull it down a little bit more. help if I got that out of the way. All right, and then we're going to go ahead. We're going to tie just a little half knot. Maybe I will come down a little bit more. Tie a little bit of a half knot. And use my tweezers as my third hand. Let's go ahead. Ow. I'm not good. I'm not good with ribbons. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and we'll make it a square knot. I should know what it is because my son is an Eagle Scout and we had to go through all these knots how many millions and jillions of times. All right. Oops, sorry. That was loud. All right. Let's just go ahead. I'm going to flip it over though because usually the underside knot looks better. So let me go ahead and put that back on there. Yeah, not so much. Nope, I like it the other way better. I didn't like having that little indent showing. Alright, so let's put this back on our card. Figure out where we would like the knot to land. And there you are. Now you can pop this up if you want to on your cardstock. I think I am going to use my seal only because I want to run a line of adhesive down that ribbon. So let's go ahead. I haven't used seal as much lately. Really, when they were out of inventory, I really got used to the green glue. And now it seems like I use it a lot more. All right, there you are. Now if you wanted to, of course, you could always add some jewels to that. Always works. All right. Are you ready for the next thing? Let me get a few things out of the way here. My side table is very messy. Yeah, let's kind of put all of this where my little tray was. All right, so here we are for our next card. Now this one, I'm gonna warn you, can be messy. And I do have gloves in the other room. Vinyl gloves. We use it when Deidre is making pasta. There's a pasta that she mixes up by hand, and so we have gloves on hand so that we don't get all the oils on our hands and all that good stuff. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Now let me get this out. This is just a lot of this stuff you're gonna see is from a dollar store, but are they really dollar stores anymore? Most of them are $1 or more, right? All right, so this is just a what is it, a drawer organizer. So it's just a tray, but it has that little slip mat in it. We're going to have some shaving cream, and we're going to use our re-inkers. And yep, you know it, we're going to do the shaving cream technique. Now I've done a few before this because there is some drying time involved, but we'll go ahead and show you. So we're going to put, ooh, that's loud. So we're going to put some shaving cream in there. I always put way too much, more than I need. All right, so there's your shaving cream. Always have a somewhat wet-ish, not soaking, but damp paper towel nearby. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's put down some green, garden green ink blobs. And the good thing about this tray is that you can take it to the sink, since it's all like Teflon coated or rubber coated. The ink comes right off, so you're not left with a mess. All right, I think I got enough on there. Let's go ahead, and you're going to take, I just use a fork. We all have plastic forks. We've all eaten out somewhere or ordered, and you've got in your fork in your little bag. All right, so we're just going to kind of go like this. All right, the other thing you're going to need, like I said, I always have some sort of either a microfiber cloth, or as you can see, this chamois has been well loved, to the side. You're going to want to have a stack of cards, because you're going to make a bunch. You'll end up making a bunch. Here's a little piece we had left over. I'm going to use this one first. Oh, and you know what? Where's my tweezers? You know what? No. Let me get... I don't like... And this is bad. Don't get me wrong. I don't like using my good reverse tweezers for this method. I like using my good old... wherever I bought them from. Alright, so use the tweezers to push it down. Use the tweezers to pick it up. And then... sorry, Sephora. And then you're going to go actually leave it on here. You're going to use some sort of card. Oh, and I touched the wrong side. I was going to try to stay pretty clean. But yes, you're going to, oh, and I laid it down the desk and I shouldn't have done that. All right, let's, all right, so you're going to go ahead and scrape off that. And then I have, years and years and years ago, I bought a print GoCo. Yes, print GoCo. And it was a printing thing. And I still have it. It's up there on my shelf. But I'm sure the light bulbs are all completely not useful anymore. But it was a really cool printing thing. And we got these. These came with your print GoCo. You got 2 of these. So it was like fabulous because it's a good drying rack. All right, so let's go ahead, take our tweezers again, push down on that card, lift up. Oh, I didn't get a lot on that one. I dropped it the way I didn't want to. Started to press down a little bit more. All right, let's come over here. Again, and if you want more color, let's say you don't have enough color there, put a little bit more down and scrape again. And yes, I get a lot of weird hairs from the chamois because it's gone through the washer and dryer so many times that little pieces of whatever you want to call it stick to it. All right, this time I'm just going to press down with my finger. I think I get more control with that. And every single one is going to be just a little bit different. That one's very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Now, like I said, we could go on forever because this will last forever. But that's just the idea that you can see. And if you think that your colors aren't, you know, mixed enough, you just take your fork, go through again. If you want more coverage. pull this down. I usually do this at my standing up area, not this small little desk, so yeah, I'm moving things around a lot. All right, so let's kind of go ahead. Let me take my little bit of a wet paper towel, put my tweezers on the side there so they don't fall in, and I'm gonna move this to my back desk. That way it's not in the way. Let me put my card in there. Hopefully it doesn't fall, because that would not be pretty on my white carpet. That one's really cool. That one's very cool. All right, so let's go ahead, fold this in. This goes straight into the sink. Let me get out baby wipe to get some of the ink off my fingers, because you know I'll end up getting it on the project. All right, so like I said, I did some earlier. All right, there. I think I got most of it off. Let me touch this just to make sure that, all right, so I won't get any ink on my projects. Let me put that over there. All right, so now here's some of the ones I did earlier. So these are already dry. As you can see, they're a little curled. But so we already have these that I did earlier. And you can see some are more green based, some are more red based, but they all have color on them. So let's go ahead. I think because you can just put this down as a card. Let's go ahead, since this is more green based here, I want to get one that has a lot of green on it, but somewhere, here we go. Let's go ahead and put this on there. Now on this, you'd want to use either your seal or your tear and tape, because it is going to be curled, because we did have that shaving cream on there, which is moisture, which is going to curl your paper. So let's go see it, and it's not completely dry. Like I said, I did these about 10 o'clock this morning, so they haven't had time to fully dry. So you have that. Let's go ahead and I might have to put these on my drying rack to finish drying the rest of those. Let's go ahead and do, let's just go ahead, we're gonna make it this way. Let's do a greeting across. Where did I put? Oh, here, it's underneath all my stamps. I'm like, where did my things go? So let's do this, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. All right. On this one, I think I'm going to use, I think I'll use a white layer, just because I did white there. And let's go ahead, since the background is going to be red, let's stamp it in green. I need a little bit of a bigger one. Let me grab block. All right, let's get this down here where I can see it. Now, since I'm not standing up, I probably won't get it very straight, but that's what the cutter will do for you. If it doesn't look very straight, we'll make it look straight once we put it into the cutter. All right, so there's that. Let me grab out the trimmer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge of this track to line up to that Christmas, the bottom of that Christmas word. So that way when I cut, it's going to be straight to that. So now I'm using that as my guide. Because we want to keep it straight there, and we want our saying there to be somewhat straight too. I know, I waste paper a lot. Now we should have two straight edges, so now when I go to cut, it should be okay. That looks like that would cut off. Yeah, the 1 inch is going to cut it off, so let's go to 1 1/4. Just making sure it looks like it's still, yep, looks like it's still lined up. So there's that 1 1/4. Let's grab out that green. So then we know that that's going to be 1 1/2. And how long did I make that? It's a little over that eye. You know me. I'll put it down on my cardstock and go from there. So there is the border I want all the way. So then I'm going to go right about there. Make sure it looks like it's straight. And there you are. Put that over there. Grab this out again. Get a few dimensionals. Take those all off. There's always one that doesn't want to come off. All right. And then let's go ahead and put it right there. And there you are. Let me throw all of this over here. Get some of this cleaned up so it's not in the picture frame. These will all need to dry, but if you want to, let's just go ahead. I mean, I love that one. That one's going to be very cool. But you can see that you're going to get all sorts of different looks with it. It smells like shaving cream. Even better. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll probably go ahead and grab my block, which is over there. I'll grab my block, I'll put it on there, so that way they kind of dry flat. All right, so here's our two using Real Red and Garden Green. Let me go ahead. I can't get, oh, my mouse might be dead. That happens. Let me see. Oh, no, there we go. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me today. Go out there. Don't be afraid to steal your husband's shaving cream, even if it's your anniversary, and make some fabulous cards. Have a great day. We'll see you soon on another live. Until then, take care, be safe, and enjoy your day. Bye for now.